everyone. Welcome to HB Ministries, a place for women to grow stronger in their faith, to believe, behold, and become all God's created you to be. And that's what we get to do here together. So welcome. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're already part of this community, thank you for coming back. Thank you for sharing the comments below what you're getting out of this. Thank you for encouraging me. What we are doing here in these episodes are every single day, I'm doing a quick recap and a quick devotion on what our theme verse is for the month. Every month we do a theme. Around that theme, we find some verses. So if you are interested in seeing what the calendar looks like, what all the verses are, I'm going to ask you to go to Heather Baxter 1, which is my Instagram. Tell me hi, say that you kind of DM me and say, hey, hi, here from YouTube, came across your channel, and I will send you all the verses for February. So you can either catch up or you can finish off with us. Every single day we do a verse. And the theme for February is the heart of the matter, which of course is because it's Valentine's Day. So it's the heart of the matter. Everything we've been talking about has to do with the heart and loving God. And so today's verse, which we're going to take a minute now and we're going to read, we're going to wrap our hearts around this promise together. I'm going to tell you an awesome story of what God already gave me. Again, I've told you before, sometimes I read this verse the night before, and I always read it in the morning, and I never know when I'm going to get a devotional out to you. Sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's in the evening. It all depends on my schedule that day, and my morning routine's always the same. That is consistent. But when I can actually film and upload, it just varies. I've got a break in my day right now. It's 5:30, so I'm getting it done before everybody gets home. It's my daughter's 18th birthday, so we're going to have a little birthday party for her. Unfortunately, she went to the doctor's today and has strep. So I'm just asking for prayer over our family. We're supposed to leave for Florida this coming Thursday. And, strep's highly contagious. So I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to believe God that we're going to be safe. And yes, I went today and got all my healthy stuff, thieves, all kinds of stuff. We aren't getting it. So anyway, today's verse, let's read. It's Matthew 23, verses 37 through 40. And I'm going to kind of turn so you can see here what it looks like. I've got everything kind of pinned in, and it says here, Jesus said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets." Very good. So here's my cool story. Last night, my husband comes home from work. It has to do with the neighbors. And his horn on his truck was stuck, okay? And this was he got home a little late, so 7:30 to 8:30, almost 9:30, 10 o'clock, we could not get the horn off. We were disconnecting everything, and the horn was not stopping. The hazard, it was possessed, I'm not kidding you. We're like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking of all the neighbors peeking through their windows, that they were just like, mad. They're trying to watch their movie, put their kids to bed. And this horn just seemed to be intensified for some reason, like echoing through the neighborhood. I was still hearing it when I went to bed. It was like I had this honk, honk going on in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so here I am. I go to bed. Everything's done. The way we got it off is we had to pull the battery out of the car. So his truck was here. He has an F-250, new. So, all these high-tech cars now that have all this computer system stuff, it's haywire. One wire goes wrong, everything's hazardous. Exactly. Like you can't get the horn to shut off. And so he had to take my Jeep. So I was without a car today. It was a little crazy. And that is why I'm filming now. So kind of, it is what it is. But anyway, I felt really bad for my neighbors. And when I went to bed last night and read the next day's verse, I'm like, wow, love your neighbors as yourself. That was so good. And I began to read a little further, and I opened up to 1 John 3:18 with this verse because it says here, let us not love with word and tongue, but with actions and truth. And I was led to that verse because everything that we have been learning in all of February has been how to, cleanse and flush out what's impure. So our heart, what's in the heart comes out of the mouth. and everything else needs to be cleansed and detoxed. And I began to learn that when you do that, you're gonna seriously love with actions and truth. You're not just gonna love with, religious traditions and hypocrisy and do it, so people see things. You're not gonna love with just word and tongue, but really not mean it. It's gonna be actions and truth. And I really saw a lot of action last night on my neighbors, because I did send out a little text, hey guys, I am so sorry for everything. And everybody had so much grace. That is action. Grace is action. When you can love your neighbor and respond back with grace, that's love, that's action. Because not everybody's perfect. Your neighbors are going to do things that upset you, right? Grace. I can think of one of my neighbors where sometimes when the summer gets like 93 or 94, their poop container's not too far, and I lay in my backyard right out here, and right in their back, she's way back there, but sometimes I get a sniff of it, and I think, you know what, grace. I've learned hard lessons. I've not always been the nicest neighbor, I'll be honest, but God's really taught me, because nobody's perfect. Everybody's learning everything we're learning. That's why we get in the Word. And so now I've went through some things, and I want to extend grace now to my neighbors, because I want grace from my neighbors also. So whatever. This verse really taught me a lot, because all my neighbors weren't calling the cops. They weren't complaining. That's a long time for a trunk horn to go off. And then I come down and I see this. Love your neighbor as yourself. What would I do in that situation? Now, if a horn was going off for 2 hours and I was right next door, that's pretty irritating. It really was. So I know God will use this lesson. Something's going to come back. I'm going to smell the poop again this summer. I know it. Whatever. Grace. Grace, grace. Grace is action. Grace is love. Extending love when you don't really feel the person deserves it. We didn't deserve any love last night with that horn going off. So I just thought, there can be a million other different reasons, and I'm sure you have your story, but I loved that. And then I went back to this verse, and the heart of the matter here is loving God again with all your heart, mind, and soul. When you begin to love God first, loving and caring and reaching and extending grace to others is going to be easy, because you did the first and greatest commandment, which is love God. And if you're going to love him in word first and in truth, then your actions are going to be, your motives are going to be right, because you're in the Word of God. And listen, the first thing to understand is when you receive his amazing love and the Holy Spirit comes and lives inside of you, the Holy Spirit's what's helping you extend grace and love. And I know for the most part, a lot of my neighbors around me have that for the most part. And so I think that's why it was just a sweet outcome. There's another thing I wrote down here when I was pondering this verse, and I want to share this to whoever this matters, but you can't love God and hate your brother. And that's Matthew 22, verse 39, because God calls you a liar. That's tough. You can't love God and hate your brother. Now here, brother could be anybody in relation, okay? You can't love God and hate, because then you are a liar. Wow. Then we go to today's verse, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. If you do that, God is going to equip you to love through everything with action. And if you're not there yet, then ask God. It's a heart matter. Ask God to help you. Help you if you're in a place of hate. There are many people that I have coached because they're in a place of hate because they were hurt. They were a victim. And they have learned to love from a distance. Love the person and hate the sin. They've been able to distinguish that and extend forgiveness and grace. It's a process, and you need sometimes a coach to do that. Very important. And so I wanted to just share that with you. Also, when you look at 1 Corinthians 13, 9, 4 through 8, and let's look that up really good, because that's where we're going to end. 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8, which is right here. We're almost there. 1 Corinthians, right here, the love chapter. Right here, the greatest gift. If you can kind of see, let me close this. If you can see right here, it talks about, and I know it's kind of dark in my sunroom, it talks here about the greatest gift. And the greatest gift is love. And so let me read this verse with you. And it says, though I speak with tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become nothing but a sounding brass or clinging cymbal. So you can just have, you can mumble things and do all kinds of actions and do all kinds of traditions. But if you don't have love, then your tongue is just a clanging cymbal. It's irritating. And so it goes on and says right here, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all the faith and that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And so it goes on to say, and I love that, and it goes on to say, love suffers long. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not pride itself and is not puffed up. It does not behave rudely. It does not seek its own. It is not provoked and does not think evil. So we got to really study what love is in the Bible. And I encourage you to read that again in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Just go over that first part of the verse, because we are not superhumans. We have only learned to love through the supernatural Spirit of Christ. He allows us to be supernatural in our human state. And that's how we do that. That's how we love who we hate. That's how we extend grace. And that's how we love our neighbors as ourselves. And it's up to us to learn to love the Lord our God with all our heart, mind, and soul. And if you remember all the way back when we started these devotions, I said something about live, learn, and love. You got to learn to live for God and get in His scripture, love His word, and then you're going to be able to learn how He wants you to respond to others. And what's in our heart is going to come out in our mouth. Everything that we have talked about all month so far. So that is today's word. Thank you for joining me. If you are any of my neighbors watching, I love you. Thank you for your grace. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be an early one, because I got my mammogram tomorrow, ladies. And my blood work, the yearly women thing. So I have that tomorrow, and I'm going to be up bright and early for that. And so I just might take you downtown to Plymouth where the coffee is, the coffee shop, and we might just do our little devotion there. And I'm excited about that. So you guys have an awesome day. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for telling me how much you love these. If you love them, sharing's caring. Go ahead and share it with somebody that you feel might need it. And I love you, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.